All right, Larry Krueger here from the Pig and a Pickle Krueg Show with another 49er video. As today we discuss Drake Jackson and will he be able to make a triumphant return? We'll talk about that coming up next. First, we're brought to you by Pig and a Pickle, the best barbecue in all of Northern California. Check them out. They're in Emeryville. They're in Madera. They're open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. till 8 p.m. or until they run out. Go say hi to Damon and Mary. Get some brisket. Get some brisket chili. Tell them the Krueg sent you. We're also brought to you by Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles. They're at 205 Cypress Avenue in Pacific Grove, California, on the Monterey Peninsula. My good friend Anthony Catania is the owner down there. He's at 831-521-5264. Man, if I have a favorite 49er, it's probably Drake Jackson. He's a good dude. We got a good rapport. He and I have had many conversations since he's become a 49er, and man, I'm rooting hard for him to get healthy, get off the deck, get back on the field, and make a contribution. And this is a huge year, a huge summer for Drake Jackson. It may be his last best chance with the 49ers. He was once upon a time a top pick. And, you know, it's like there's been so much talk this offseason about who's coming and who's going, and goodbye to Javon Hargrave, and goodbye to Leonard Floyd, and goodbye to Malik Collins, and hello, Mykel Williams, hello, Alfred Collins, hello, CJ West. There's a lot of comings and goings on the Niners defensive line. But, man, the 49ers really could use Drake Jackson. Niners, this Mykel Williams draft choice was the first time since 2022 that the Niners used their top draft pick on a defensive lineman. And that was the year they drafted Drake Jackson in the second round at a USC. They didn't have a first-round pick. And Jackson has given us, you know, glimpses of greatness and a lot of struggles in between. You know, he has struggled to meet that draft position. He last played in 2023. He appeared in 8 games before landing on the IR. He spent all of last year on the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list, after undergoing knee surgery the previous year. He's got 23 career appearances, and he's got 6 sacks in those 23 appearances. Now, according to the reports, Drake Jackson is now fully healthy. And if he is, man, that would really help the 49ers dramatically. This guy's 6'4", 270. He's a good pass rusher, long arms, can bat down passes. You know, he went on Instagram and said, "Y'all crazy if y'all don't think I'm wrecking havoc on that field this year." So that's the first we've heard from Drake. He says, "Boomerang to all the haters. I got God on my side. See y'all. It says, see y'all suckers soon." There you go. So Drake says he's coming back. Now, can he back it up? That would be incredible. If he could, man, the Niners pass rush last year had only 37 total sacks. Only 8 teams in the NFL had fewer sacks than the 49ers did in 2024. So, man, they need Drake Jackson. Now, he had a tough injury. He had a quad tendon repair surgery, and it's a tough injury to come back from. John Lynch said it in February at the Combine. He says it's been a tough injury, those quad tendon repairs, and that's why you've got to really think long and hard before you have that surgery, because it just doesn't make it go away. I guess Drake has had not setbacks, but just trouble coming back from it. So it's not been the most encouraging thing. Hopefully it takes a turn for the positive, because we've seen Drake when he's healthy, and he can be a real effective player for us. So we're crossing our fingers and putting in all the work, as is Drake, that happens. So this is it. This is it for Drake Jackson. He's entering the final year of his rookie contract. He's carrying a $1.9 million cap hit in 2025. It's going to be an absolutely pivotal year in shaping the future of his NFL career, or even defining if he's going to have an NFL career. But man, this guy has got a lot of talent. He's got some natural instincts to rush the passer. He's got long arms. He can bat down passes. He kind of showed that he's comfortable playing in a 4 defensive end alignment, lining up inside. So in a lot of ways, man, this is a young guy that they really want. Now, just looking at the Niner depth chart on the defensive line, it looks a whole lot better today than it looked going into the draft. So, let's just say the average NFL team is going to want 9 or 10 defensive linemen on their roster. All right. So the Niners are going to camp, and this is what they have on the defensive line. They have Mykel Williams, their first-round draft choice, Nick Bosa, Kevin Givens, Jordan Elliott. You could argue that could be the starting line right now, at least to start. Those front 4. Then you also have, you just drafted C.J. West and Alfred Collins. That's 6. You still have Sam Aquinu and Yatir Gross-Matos. So that's 8 quality NFL defensive linemen right there. And then you get into, who's going to be the last 2 guys on the roster. You're probably going to have no more than 10 defensive linemen. So you got 8 right there. The rest of these guys are competing for 2 spots. And it's Drake Jackson, Kalia Davis, Evan Anderson, who's in year 2, excellent year last year, Robert Beal, who's now in year 3, Jonathan Garvin, Teron Jackson, who was signed off the street late last year. He's got a lot of talent as well. And then Sebastian Valdez and Alex Barrett. So, in a lot of ways, the 49ers, we'll find out what Mykel Williams is. We'll find out what C.J. West is. We're going to find out what Alfred Collins can contribute. But if those guys are good players, man, you've got a pretty deep defensive line. Bosa, Elliott, Givens, Williams are your 1s. Gross-Matos, West, Collins, and Aquinu are your 2s. And then Drake Jackson, Kalia Davis, Evan Anderson, and Robert Beal would be your 3s. And then some combination of Jonathan Garvin, Teron Jackson, Alex Barrett, and Sebastian Valdez would be your 4s. So, there's pretty good depth there. You probably are going to go with 5 defensive ends: Bosa, Mykel Williams, Sam Aquinu, Gross-Matos, and then really it's can Drake Jackson beat out Robert Beal, or Jonathan Garvin and Alex Barrett and Teron Jackson? Those guys are all going to fight it out for 1 spot. If you said to me, who do you think is going to get it? If Drake's healthy, I think he probably gets it. If he's not healthy, I think it probably is a battle between Robert Beal and Jonathan not Jonathan Garvin, but Teron Jackson. I could see Beal and Jackson fighting it out for that final defensive end spot. But Drake Jackson's going to have a big say about it. And if he comes to camp and he's healthy and ready to roll, man, that would be a huge, huge shot in the arm for the 49ers. So to me, I had kind of put in a line through Drake Jackson. I had thought that his physical knee situation with the quad tendon and the everything he's battling to try to get on the field health wise, I just thought it was going to be too much and that he wasn't going to be able to overcome it. But it sounds like he's hell bent to be out there this summer. So wouldn't that be something? You want to make the Niners turn into a surprise team this year? Have a couple surprises come out of the woodworks, and one of them could be Drake Jackson, 2nd round pick, 270 plus pounds, really athletic, long arms, great motor, loves to play. If you could play Drake Jackson in a rotation with Bosa, Mykel Williams, Gross-Matos, Sam Aquinu, Teron Jackson, Robert Beal, Drake. I mean, you get him in a nice rotation there. And I think he could do something, and he could be a great story for the 49ers and could be a major shot in the arm. You give the 49ers a 3rd-year defensive end who's, now gotten healthy and knows the defense and has gotten a little stronger, and he could really be a force. So there you go. Drake Jackson says, don't forget about me. I'm going to be on the field come July. I'm going to be out there earning a job. Great news. Great news for the Niners for sure. Let's hope it works out for Drake because he's a hell of a player once he gets going. I don't think people realize how good of a talent he can potentially be. He could really be an impactful player for the 49ers. All right, thanks to Pig and a Pickle for being the title sponsor of the Krueg Show. Thanks to Sharp Corner Sports Cards and Collectibles for sponsoring this video. And give a like and subscribe on your way out the door. And thanks to all of you guys for supporting the Krueg Show on YouTube.